Hey, how's it going? So once again, I'm highlighting how irrelevant statistics is in League of Legends because, especially damage dealt, it's completely pointless, right? Look, I mean, champions like Caitlyn, Ezreal, anything that has harass that can hit and run will do a lot of damage, right? But you have to understand, all of this damage is irrelevant, right? That damage is not, how to say, it doesn't do anything, right? Let's say you're playing Caitlyn, you have the most damage. The problem with Caitlyn, she cannot execute anything. She does no damage in terms of team fights. Like the amount of time it takes for her to kill a tank, for example, is so long that you lose the team fight just because you have Caitlyn, right? So let's look at you see, like he definitely did more damage, right? So let's look at you see. So like a lot of those kids, it's like it reminds me of StarCraft actions per minute, right? I saw a lot of people. They were like, oh, my actions per minute is higher, therefore I am a better player, right? You have to understand it doesn't really matter at all, right? Now, to a certain extent, it does show that you have certain amount of, I don't know. No, it's not. It doesn't matter, right? What matters is the outcome, right? And the outcome in here is that he dealt twice as much as damage as I did, but that was irrelevant because I was having fun with him, right? There's no way he would have won the game, right? So he doubled my damage. It makes no difference. He still lost the game, right? So I'm just saying that I'm just talking to kids who are like, oh, I did more damage than the Tryndamere, therefore I played better. Dude, Tryndamere sometimes does no damage at all because he's split pushing and creating pressure, taking down inhibitors, objectives, while being chased by 3 to 4 people. And you cannot, and this is typically happens when you play and your team is feeding, so you have no option but to split push and just create pressure, hopefully dragging the game and hopefully allowing your team to come back somehow. Or you kind of, what you do is you kind of split push, take down enemies, junglers, all of his camps and turrets, and what happens is you outscale by levels, right? So because the jungler has no camps, and because typically when your team is feeding, the enemy team is grouping, so it will be at some point you will be level 18 with like 5 items, and they will be level 12, 13 with like 4 items, right? At that point, you have like there is a small chance, depending on champions, that you can actually 1v2 or 1v3, right? But that's rare. Most of the time, you're just pressuring and running away, pressuring and running away. In pressuring running away system, you will do no damage. Like, you'll just do no damage because you cannot spin into 5 people and be like, hey, let me just do some damage to impress this 6-year-old kids who doesn't understand the game at all, right? So I'm just saying that, when you look at this damage dealt, ever since I started playing League, I thought that this statistic is completely irrelevant. It doesn't do anything, right? For example, Vayne could have the least damage dealt in the whole game because her laning phase is so shite that she can't really harass anything. And when she does, she probably gets like one-shotted by Annie or something like that, support. So she will not have a lot of damage. But I'd rather have 3-item Vayne on my team than 5-item Caitlyn, if that makes sense. Because Caitlyn just falls off and she becomes completely useless. Whereas Vayne, as time passes, she gives you higher probability of winning. I'd have useless damage Vayne on my team over harass Caitlyn, because harass Caitlyn in a team fight can't kill anything, right? Because harass Caitlyn is like, what do they build? They build what is that called? Rune where you hit and it gives you Fleet of Footwork, right? So Fleet of Footwork Caitlyn will do a lot of damage in laning phase, but that damage is irrelevant because it's spaghetti damage, right? Now imagine a team fight breaks out and now you need fast DPS. You have to have fast DPS, and there she is doing 50 damage. Like, I mean, so what does that accomplish, right? On graphs, she's gonna look great. Oh, on graphs, she's gonna look great, right? Especially in the laning phase, gonna look good. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's irrelevant, right? Take care.